we starting with?
Okay,
you know what? Intro the thing, man. Intro the thing.
Yeah, man. So we're let me just let this load up. Let me just. All right, cool. So once again, we're back in this bitch. Got a man like Brixton Jesus in the building. So let me just hold on. So this always annoys me because it plays. All right, so yeah, that's cool. It plays the sound in it, you know. So every time I do a show, usually the first thing I have to do is lock off the sound. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you just fine.
All right, cool. Because I've had some madness go on in the last few weeks where it's fucked up my shows. So yeah, we're back again. This is Sunday service. Yeah, this with Brixton Jesus. Hopefully, we'll get Monique Gregory on as well from the US. But it's been a bit of a mad one today. We've literally had we got hectic lives, innit? Let's keep it 100. We got hectic lives, and we have to work around these hectic lives. So we've been meaning to do this show for a while. So obviously, a few weeks ago, AFRIKA BAMBAATA died, right? So when he died, how long ago was it since he died?
I think it's probably been about a month now.
So it's been a whole month, right? Now,
and we wanted to do this when it was fresh in the news cycle, but we were just busy, bro.
Well, I wanted to. I'm not going to lie. I wanted to. Yeah, I wanted to, and I put it out there. I shouted people. I let it be known this is something I wanted to do, and unfortunately, in the UK, especially within the UK hip hop scene, no one wanted to get involved. Yeah, so nobody wanted to get involved, and this came off the back of certain heads that I know, old school hip hop heads, making tribute posts about BAMBAATA. You understand?
Yeah, then hold on. Stop. Stop right there, sir. I was really just trying to shut up and be quiet as you intro the thing.
Oh no, this started already.
You didn't tell me because what actually led to this live happening,
yeah,
is a conversation that we was having in the inbox on Messenger on Facebook, and it wasn't a long conversation. It was just like, bro, I want to talk about this thing, but nobody don't. You say nobody don't want to talk about it, and I said I do. I want to talk about this thing.
I know. I know. I wouldn't have to tell you. I wouldn't even have to ask you. You get me? I know when the time comes, you're gonna. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's techie. A lot of people, for them, that's what I've been getting back off people, innit? They're telling me it's techie.
There ain't nothing techie about it, fam. There's nothing techie about it.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Where are your principles?
Yeah.
Do your principles outweigh your ambitions, or do your ambitions at your big hardback age and ain't made it outweigh your principles? No, bro. Because when we're talking about who don't want to talk about, if you start naming names, I can guarantee you, nobody from this generation knows who the fuck they are. When I say their generation, I don't mean your generation or my generation.
That's exactly what I was saying. A lot of the people, well, put it this way, I made a video a few weeks ago, and I put a screenshot up of a conversation someone was having with Moni Love. I don't know if you saw that.
No.
So I put a conversation of something they was having with Moni Love, and Moni Love, they called her out and said, like, I can't believe, you know, after what happened with Sipo, who's a London Posse's beatboxer, something along them lines, anyway, yeah. And she said, "Oh, this is news. I knew nothing about this." She was like completely denying she knew nothing about all this stuff. You know what? You know the mad thing is Brixton Jesus. I don't even want to have to get into this because, like you said, it's big people this involves. You know, it's big people who is linked up with elders that I know. I don't want to have to even.
This is all like our dad's generation and that.
Yeah, 100%. You know what I mean? It's big people. Them like even like Maxi Priest, right? Do you get what I mean? I don't want to be mentioning these people's names in this capacity. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be mentioning their names in this capacity. But at the end of the day, he made a post, tribute post to BAMBAATA. He got a load of backlash. And the next thing, he made a post.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because Maxi Priest has been in trouble for some egregious fuckery involved.
Really?
Yeah, blood. Yeah. Maxi Priest got a dodgy history, fam.
Jesus.
And it's been I can't believe how quickly it was kind of swept under the rug.
Yeah.
I don't know what they really talking about it no more, and it's led me to wonder if the allegations were true in the first place, or if it's just literally the fact that predators are protected.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you mean.
I'm confused about which one it is. Now, the reason why I haven't gone on and done too much talking about it is because that's my friend's uncle.
Bro, yeah, this is why I don't want to talk about it. You get me?
Brother, I've known his brother since I was about 16. However, I don't know Maxi Priest himself. And just because I know his brother, who's my brethren's dad, that don't make him guilty of Maxi's thing. Because I don't have my facts in order and I don't have the receipts, that's the only reason why I ain't talked about it. Because I've been information and I've been struggling to find a lot of it.
Yeah.
So that's why I've really been talking about it. But if there's receipts out there, rude boy, it's open for conversation, bro. I'm ready to talk about it.
Well, at the end of the day, so when you was talking, I just pulled it up, yeah, and it says, based on available reports from October 2009, British reggae artist Maxi Priest was reportedly arrested for allegedly assaulting his ex-girlfriend. So that's what's up there, innit?
Nothing to do with miners in Thailand.
Nothing to do with what?
Miners in Thailand.
Whoa. Whoa. What, Maxi Priest?
No, I hear what I'm saying, bro.
All right, okay. I'm getting there. I'm on. Hold on. This is crazy.
The reason why I'm not saying nothing is because I've gone back to look for this stuff, and it looks like it's
not there.
Which means that he might not have been guilty in the first place.
Yeah.
And because of that, the way that all the information was out, and I can't find none now, Maxi Priest is not that important in the world. That he will be that protected.
Of course.
He didn't have a Zulu nation.
Sorry?
Maxi Priest never had a Zulu nation.
No.
Intimidate people and keep them.
Nah, definitely not. As far as I think with Maxi Priest as well, because he's not in the hip hop scene, like obviously he's in the music scene, but because he's not in the hip hop scene, there's a level of deniability as well that he could have just he could probably say that's all he knew about AFRIKA BAMBAATA was he made Planet Rock and all that shit from back in the day, and he could claim that he didn't pay any attention to him since then. So in that respect, not that I'm inclined to believe him, but then I noticed something about that generation as well. A lot of these guys that are from the 60s and the 70s, that are born in the 60s and the 70s, they got a different mindset to us. Yeah. So they've got this whole separate art from the artist bullshit, yeah, and things like, we'll get into all of this KRS-One and that, you know what I mean, like people should be untouchable and things like that. But I didn't find it like, this is me being honest, yeah, because certain guys on my page, yeah, they also did the same thing. So this is me being honest. Although people said that they didn't know, I'm personally not convinced in it. But I'm not going to push. I'm not going to press it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to like push and interrogate people. But me personally, I'm not convinced. I believe you knew, and I believe you're.
Bro, with all the exposing that Hassan Campbell himself has done over the years, forget everyone else.
Yeah.
All the work that he's put into making it known. Yeah, people ridiculed him and everything.
Yeah.
His mental health, man, started going nuts. Like, you can tell that Hassan Campbell has got a few sandwiches. He's a few sandwiches short of a picnic. And
as you would expect from a grooming victim.
Come on. The guy turned out to be a fucking killer. A lot of people talk shit about Hassan Campbell, but they would not say it to his face because he was smoked then.
No, he's on stuff. Yeah, you're right. And he even
you understand, which is his favorite saying.
Yeah.
And rock your snot box.
although what I will say though, is it got a bit, the waters got a bit muddied with him, and that threatened to almost give BAMBAATA a pass.
Yeah, because taking pictures of him and all that shit as a
it came out, it's debated that their relationship was a consensual relationship. Yeah, so that's what you see what I'm saying. That's what's debated.
Yeah,
that's what's been debated.
It's debated.
Yeah, it is debated, but what it is that Ronald Savage, he's also came out and pretty much said that BAMBAATA's innocent. It was all between them. It was consensual, and he was manipulated by the FBI. And do you see what I'm saying? And a lot of these old school hip hoppers, that's what they're jumping on. So that's what they're using to justify. Oh no, you know, it's all allegations. It's all allegations. Nothing's concrete because this, and that. So although we got a lot of from Hassan Campbell, we get a lot of insight from him, from the stuff he's done. We get loads of insight from the workings of what was going on within the Zulu nation. Yeah, but because his position is debated, yeah. Now, you know, I believe Hassan Campbell was a victim. Me personally, I believe he's a victim. Other people are saying, oh, because it happened when he was this age, it's technically this, that, and the other. So you know,
he's 17 years old.
I don't know.
The age is 17 years old. Now, the reason why it's come across as debatable is because certain men are saying, no, bro, at 17 years old, I wasn't in no grown man's bed, which is, to be fair, a legitimate argument because I've been out on my own in this world since I was 15, 16. And I've been in so many different precarious situations, but I never found myself in another grown man's bed.
Well, this is why. This is what I'm saying. Like, because there was this detail in the case, this is why it threatened to kind of, do you know what I mean? It threatened to destabilize the whole thing and be like, nah, BAMBAATA, this is a witch hunt for BAMBAATA. That is a bit of a, do you see? But I don't know, you know, what did it happen at 17, or was there a grooming progress prior to that? Because they come from the same area. So although, yeah, and someone like BAMBAATA, was he aware of this? Was he that shrewd that he was aware of this? So he was going to groom these guys. He's only going to turn it into something sexual when they get to an age where he knows the law can't get him like they would get him. Do you see what I'm saying?
So wait, that's predatory and that is still grooming.
Of course it is. So that's why it doesn't give BAMBAATA a pass. Just because he was technically, in the eyes of the law, he was, you know, and like you said, I agree in it. Me personally, at 17 years old, like you know, at 17 years old, right, you're still immature and you still do things you shouldn't do, but you ultimately do things you want to do. You get me? You do things you want to do. Yeah.
You know, I'm not.
You don't get me. No, that's it. You don't get me. You go play. Like, end of the day, if your parents tell you don't go somewhere, and you go there, you went there because you wanted to go there. You get me? So there is that as well, but I'm not gonna use that as a way out for BAMBAATA, because there's so many people that are using that as a way to say, oh well, you know, he's been set up.
Still lived in the hood, in an impoverished area, after coming up. Yeah. Now this happens with a lot of people. They stay in the same estate, they stay in the same projects, they stay in the same building, living it up. You understand? Now all the children and all the young people in that area are going to look up to African BAMBAATA.
100%. Well, take away African BAMBAATA's fuckery, yeah? Right? He is like a god to a hip hopper, especially if you've grown up and you've seen the evolution of hip hop. You've seen it from its origins. You've been there from the 70s. He's going to be like he's going not to put him in the same category, but in the same way Lee Scratch Perry is considered like do you see what I'm saying? To reggae music, he's considered like the ultimate, do you know what I mean? That's how BAMBAATA is looked at do you see what I'm saying? To these kids in the Bronx where he's from.
Right. He's used that status.
Of course he has. And he's also used the status of other people to manipulate. You understand? And he's used.
How many victims are there, really? How many victims are there that couldn't deal with it and put themselves out the game, deleted themselves? How many victims are there who got taken out because they were going to talk?
You see what I'm saying? We don't know, because it's what it is. This is mixed in with all the violence that was going on in New York in the 80s and 90s. This is all mixed in with it. A lot of these were booters. a lot of these were his booters that he was sending out. You know what I mean? Anyone was chatting shit, they're getting sent out. And it's like, you have to do it, because if you don't do it, remember what I got on you. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's how Hassan Campbell, how he explained it. That's how they were running things.
Yeah, it was
within the Zulu Nation.
On some mafia shit. And what makes it worse is I remember that we both come from a musician's background.
Yeah.
All right. We've all, like, you and I have been to certain points of the industry where we've had choices of whether we could say yes or no to things.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And I said no to plenty of things.
Yeah.
And the things that I said no to cost me opportunities elsewhere. And I knew that it would if I said no. I didn't care.
Yeah.
I can't stand the industry so much that I decided to fuck it off and get a job.
Yeah.
So anyone else could have made that same choice.
Yeah.
As it is right now, I'm building my studio so that I can recording, mixing and mastering my own stuff at home. I'm building my websites, as you know, because you're helping me with that, to have my own platform so that people can come and get it directly from me without having to go to a digital streaming platform. Because once you sign up and put your stuff on there, they own your shit. And they're getting paid fractions of a penny when they're making a shit ton of money off your creativity and your intellectual property.
Of course they are.
Now, one of the reasons why I'm doing it this way is because I took some time out of being an artist to learn the business. And I realized that it's very realistic for you to be able to make a living as an artist as long as you're not worried about the fame and the notoriety. If you don't care about none of that, you can make a living as an artist.
Yeah.
Your sole income. But you need to own everything. Your own equipment, your own means to get things done, your own websites, your own platforms. And
the music.
So what's happening is there's a lot of people that are ending up in precarious situations because they wouldn't say no to the things that you and I said no to, bro.
Yeah, because you've got to, like, for me, when I was coming up in the music industry, and I was getting to a point where I was performing with established artists, you understand? So I was performing with people like Wu-Tang, D12, Keith Murray, you know what I mean? And some of the events I went to, the only way I can explain it is people were moving funny. Yeah. And I weren't not on some Diddy thing. You get what I mean? It was just people moving funny in London. And I just thought, you know what? I ain't got time for this. And I just went off and I did my own thing. You know what I mean? And occasionally I went and did a few things with like American artists through friends that I know that are putting them on. But I just did my own thing because I was like, I can't be bothered with the music industry. And like you said, yeah, the price of fame, yeah, is too much. The price, I couldn't have, there's no way I could lived in London and everyone know my face. When I was in my early 20s, this is like 20 years ago, right? I was on channel AKA. And so people, you get me? So my face was known amongst grime fans, bruv. You see what I'm saying? And every now and then you'd have someone try and chuck it. You know what I mean? Just because, oh, them man, they're from, you see what I'm saying? So fame is a very, you know, a lot of people wish for it, but you got to be careful what you wish for, because you know what I mean. Look at what's going on online. Look at a lot of these artists getting caught lacking and all of this crazy stuff you're seeing now on YouTube and on Instagram and that. This is the price of fame. So you got to be tactical with it. Like you said, own your shit. Own your shit, because you know what? You won't be able to get that much exposure without making a whole heap of money. You understand? So if you're that exposed where people know you like they know all these other artists that are out there now, there's no way that will happen without you not having enough money to not even be in the country. So yeah. But you know, I wanted to bring up, yeah. So let me. So this is when I was doing my research on all this, yeah. The very first sign of trouble with AFRIKA and BAMBAATA, and the reason I'm bringing this up, yeah, because I don't want no one to try and get smart in the future. I know what these guys are trying to do. Remember, I've invited a lot of people to come and engage with me on this subject, and a lot of people have refused, and a lot of people have made excuses, and you know, and a lot of people are hoping for that piece of information that exonerates their leader, Afrika Bambaataa, right? And this is actually it, right? But that's why I'm going to present it to people, so that the next man don't present it to you and try and say, oh, this is why this happened, right? So this is an article from about, I think it's in 2006, maybe, or something like that. Let me see. So this is before the allegations came out, right? I believe. No, well, no, sorry. This is in 2011. So January 24th, 2011. It says, this is on 97.9, the box website, yeah? So hold on one second. Let me just move this. So this is all mad, because when this is all crazy. Like, I don't want anyone to take this too seriously, because what you have to understand as well is that, yeah, Afrika Bambaataa is here. He's calling out the Luciferians, yeah. But a lot of the stuff you see Afrika Bambaataa dealing with, a lot of the symbolism and stuff like that, yeah, is also satanic in its origin. So this might have just been done for damage control, because he knew it was coming. So it says Afrika Bambaataa, one of hip hop's founding fathers, believes the genre of hip hop music has been hijacked by a Luciferian conspiracy to poison the minds of its listeners, which is true.
You're part of,
you know, understand? African. Yeah, he is part of it. Of course, he's part of it. Of course, bro, he is it. He is it. He's totally right. But he has been in it from the very beginning. He has been that. He is that. Mate, I'm going to get into it in a little while. I'm going to get into it, right? But let me just get through this. So Afrika Bambaataa stated that his opinion on the state of hip-hop music during a recent interview with the Chicago Sun-Times, which will undoubtedly fuel conspiracy theorists. Recent claims that hip-hop is filled with satanic imagery and devil worshippers. This is true. Hip-hop has been hijacked by a Luciferian conspiracy. Afrika Bambaataa told the Chicago Sun-Times. People have used hip-hop in a lot of ways and caused a lot of mind problems. They use the word wrongfully. They use it to mean part of the whole of a whole. What's he even on about? Like many of these stations say, they're hip-hop. They're playing hip-hop. I go to these stations, and these so-called program directors don't know crap about hip-hop culture. They know rap to a certain extent, but I question them. I say, where's your go-go? Where's your hip house? Where's your electro front? Where's your, I don't know if that's Raga from Jamaican or R-A-G-A, what the fuck that is. And we are R&B or soul. They get real quiet. This is also true in talking about the UK. The UK has rappers, but the UK has zero hip-hop culture in that respect. Like in terms of the mainstream, there's not much of that recognized in the mainstream. So yeah, this is kind of like the beginning of it. Do you know what I mean? This is where it kind of started. I don't want to have to read the whole article, because
don't have to.
True say, yeah, true say, it's, you know what I mean, it's there anyway, isn't it?
We know that Afrika Bambaataa boy is full of shit, rude boy. We know that he's a predator. We know that he is part of the Luciferian conspiracy. And what's the question that I'm asking is, how delusional and drunk with the power that he's accumulated does he really have to be out here on his soapbox preaching when he's been out here molesting little boys and young men for decades, man? Probably longer than you would have even been alive.
Yeah, well, this is his thing, isn't it? It's like his thing is total deniability. That's what it was. And I don't know. Shall we get it up? Shall we get his? I don't even know.
Get it up, man.
Yeah, should we get it up? Because I think it's the Vlad T. No, what was the one that he did? Yeah. What was the interview that he did? So he did. Oh, mate. I don't know. Maybe I should just do. No, there's one where Afrika Bambaataa, he came out. Remember when the allegations came out, right? All these people started saying, you know, allegations. Ronald Savage, B Stinger, couple other people, yeah. So everyone was expecting him. Sorry?
No, Ron Savage and B Stinger are the same person, right?
Yeah, same people. Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. So, yeah. But so everyone was expecting him to kind of respond on a hip hop platform, but he responded on some, I can't remember what it was. He responded on some next platform, had nothing to do with hip hop. And then I think he went on Vlad and he spoke about it, which I'll have a look for now. Right. And but Vlad is slyly a believer, wasn't it? Vlad was slyly a believer that African Bambaataa was innocent.
Vlad, yeah.
He was.
Vlad makes me laugh. And the reason why Vlad makes me laugh, yeah, and you like the more that he talks, the more you understood why he just kept quiet, because he exposes his ignorance a lot when he's talking to black people about black culture, when he's talking to people in the hip hop, like people who are what you call foundation pioneers of hip hop. I've had to correct him and check him so many times in real time during an interview.
Yeah.
Understand what I'm saying?
Now,
He's got
of course.
Opinions, and I'm not gonna say that Vlad is not a part of the hip hop culture, because I remember DJ Vlad mixtapes.
He's been around for ages. He's been around. DJ Vlad has been about. I'll give him that.
He built his platform from scratch.
Yeah, and even before he started his platform, he was doing his thing on the music.
He's not coming out from out of nowhere. Like DJ Vlad, whether people like him or not, yes, he is a bit of a culture vulture, but he is groundbreaking. Like, look at the brand of Vlad TV and what it's become. You can't take that away from him, bro.
Yeah, of course.
Now, I'm not saying that because I'm saying that the other shit that people say about him doesn't apply. I'm still very like there's too many people that have gone on his show and then got nicked immediately afterwards, and I don't blame him for it. He's asking the question.
Well, he lets them
decide whether or not.
Yeah, he asked very what's the word?
But the thing is this:
in
he's not from the streets.
No, of course he isn't. That's why he doesn't care.
That protocol,
yeah,
is ridiculous.
Yeah, but he knows. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Vlad. You know what I mean? I'm not going to diss the man, and you know what I mean. But Vlad, he knows that he benefits off of all the madness that goes on with all these rappers. So if a rapper starts talking shit about another rapper, he's getting him on. He got on Hassan Campbell, not because he wanted to hear Hassan's side of the story, because Hassan Campbell was trending and he knew he was going to get hit. You know what I mean? He's going to kickstart the algorithm. So in many cases, you see Vlad do that. No Jumper are notorious for doing that.
Reason why, look, if you don't have anything that he thinks is going to generate numbers, he's not sitting you on his couch. And the reason why is because a lot of people don't understand this, but he's talking more about it now. And I think it does need to be talked about. Production isn't free.
Yeah.
He has to spend money to set up a production. So if you're not somebody who he feels is going to generate revenue, why is he going to have you on his fucking couch?
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Think
That's
about
what it comes down to.
Forget
That's
about
what it comes down to.
It's a business. You understand what I'm saying?
That's all it is. It ain't personal. It ain't nothing personal. And even when I see like RTM and all these channels, I always remember, like, it's nothing personal. That whatever madness that goes on, it gets them the clicks. It gets more people talking about them. At the end of the day, people can badmouth these podcasters and whoever, but when it comes down to it, yeah, these people got to make their money and look after theirs, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Because ain't no one else gonna. So they got to do what they got to do. You know what I mean? If you have to step on a few necks to do it, that's what you got to do, in it. Such is life.
This is one of the reasons why I've turned down so many invitations, bro. You understand what I'm saying? I get invited to a lot of different platforms and a lot of different podcasts. But what I do is, before I go on any platform and before I say yes, I check them out first.
Yeah, of course.
And if I see any mess on there and I see that it's a messy place, I'm not going.
Yeah, of course.
And I'll tell you why. A, I don't know you people from nowhere. You don't know me. And if you think you're going to try certain things for me for engagement, you might end up losing your life, and I might end up doing it.
Yeah.
No, I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
You understand? It's the kind of shit that I see go on the RTM, boy, and you invite a man up there and you're talking to a man crazy because you know he's outnumbered. And a man probably wouldn't have it from you, but he has to hold it because he knows that he's outnumbered. Like, I'm not putting myself in that position, big man.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, for real.
I'm not putting myself in that position because the thing is this, regardless of whether or not I'm outnumbered, I'm not having it.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to end up getting rushed, but I'm going to go out there prepared to get rushed.
Yeah.
And there ain't going to be no rushing going on.
Yeah, but you know it is them sorts of programs. They'll choose who they're gonna. You understand? They'll choose who they're gonna.
If I drop a tune today and it blows up, everyone's gonna want me on the thing because I'm hot. I understand what I'm saying? So it's not even a case of they're choosing people they can do that with. They're choosing whoever, and they're hoping you come there by yourself. You don't come with an entourage. You don't come there with anyone looking serious, like you can manage whoever's there. Bro, they're gonna take the piss and disrespect you. And it's not just, and I'm not just calling out RTM for that. I'm not calling them out for it. I'm saying this generically. You understand what I'm saying? I see a lot of like blatant open disrespect on these podcast platforms, and I'm realizing that a lot of these people are cartoon characters, blood. Like, I'm about real life. I'm not here for content.
That's it.
I'm here to actually try and educate people and wake people up to things that's going on in the world. And you see all that circus and monkey shit. I don't want nothing to do with it, fam. That's one of the reasons why I'm not even trying to rub shoulders and be part of the pod, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, for real.
It takes a little bit longer.
You know what? I'm trying to find this video.
Go on, Trick.
No, I'll just say that I was trying to find a video, but the only one I could find is only one that I could find. I don't know if it's the original one that I saw, but it is him responding to the allegations.
Hey.
So man, let's play it. I mean, if it ain't say nothing, people, I'll turn it off. You get me? But we'll see. How it, so this one's African BAMBAATA finally responds. All right, let's see. So I'm what's some bullshit. Hold on.
I'm not from around here.
Sorry to watch this bullshit advert.
That you're stuck here until you find this magic sword.
This obsession with nerd stuff and sword things, you're freaking people out.
So
you knew. Question is, I was a little boy at the time. Why the fuck you ain't never knock on that door and pull me out of that room with that grown-ass man? Why y'all let so many years go by of this man running around, and even still, a couple of years ago, you got stabbed because he want to be sucking a man dick. You date raping motherfuckers and sucking their dick in their fucking sleep. And that's why you got stabbed, and that's why he got stabbed. And everybody running up to the hospital, oh, Bam got touched. Yeah, he got touched. He should have been touched a long time ago. I don't even understand how I ain't touched you. Big brother, big homie. I don't understand how I ain't in you out. But I guess that's why I've been in jail.
What I'll say as well, because a lot of people, if you notice how these guys talk about BAMBAATA, even though they're victims, they still talk about him with a level of admiration. You notice that?
Bro.
Yeah. So what's actually happened? So people can say, oh, you know, it's consensual. But what I would argue is that these guys have got Stockholm syndrome. Yeah. They are suffering from Stockholm syndrome. Do you see what I'm saying? They were grieving when he died. Do you know what I mean? Like literally. So anyway, so I'll carry on anyway.
I've seen the same thing from women who apparently hated their ex, yeah, who beat them, and then he's left the country. You understand? And then they died, and when he died, they're telling me about it. And I'm like, what the fuck are you telling me for? I don't care about that guy. He's not the same guy that you said was beating you off. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, boy, I've found that after people die, the stories change, innit? So, you get me?
Yeah, well, you know that particular female, I don't even chat to her no more. So.
It could have been. See me, I've heard it the other way around. I've heard like I've heard when I've seen when a man is alive, nothing, and I've heard when a man's died, all of a sudden, bare accusations come out about him that couldn't be, nothing that could be proved concretely. But you understand, he's not there to defend himself. So yeah, I get that.
No, the beating thing kind of caused them to break up, and it was going on while he was alive, and that, you get me?
Yeah.
Sent him back to Africa because he was just living the yard like a bum. Yeah, and not
Mm-hmm.
long after that, he died out there. He was young.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
like I say, she's called me to tell me the news. I'm like, are you all right?
yeah.
You're forgetting that I didn't like this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand what I'm saying? For my own personal reasons, not even because he was beating your ass, but then he was beating your ass as well. And it's like, you expect me to be sympathetic.
Yeah. Well, this is what it is, you know what I mean? Sometimes when it is, you know, it is like Stockholm syndrome. Do you know what I mean? It is literally like getting feelings, empathic feelings towards your abuser or captor.
Stockholm syndrome is more specific to being held captive and developing feelings.
Basically.
Yeah, but
what
that is similar. It's not quite the same thing, but it's a similar type of mental phenomenon.
Yeah, and you got to think as well. You see, like the way the Bronx is laid out, it's very like in them estates. Yeah, it's very self-contained. Not like the certain estates in London, like certain big estates we have in London.
So I used to live there.
Yeah, so you know how. Yeah, so
I know exactly how it's set.
Yeah, so you know how big the projects are out there, and how insular it is. Yeah, so as a kid, even though you're not physically held captive, you can't escape. You ain't going anywhere. Do you know what I mean? You probably get to maneuver around the projects or whatever, but generally you got to always go back there. So until you turn a certain age, you've got to deal with BAMBAATA. He's literally someone there who you have to maneuver around. You know what I mean? There were plenty other because you know what it is as well. There's lots of stories of people who he tried it with when they were kids that have come out, and they was more like, hold on, this ain't, you know what I mean? But you got to remember, not all children are the same. So not all children are that savvy to be like, what's this man doing with his things out? Do you know what I mean? I'm gone. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you know,
but to be fair to you, 17 is an age where you're kind of old enough to know it's time to go. Like, we're not talking about a 9 or a 10-year-old. So, like, you see, even when he's talking about, I was a little boy, like, at 17 years old, nobody couldn't call me a little boy at 17, bro. You don't have to go outside, and you don't have to show me that I'm a little boy.
You know what it is? This is a very similar story, yeah. I ain't gonna get too into the whole thing, yeah, because obviously, like, big up the Eubanks, yeah. But I met Chris Eubanks' brother, and he was trying to tell me to put out some story about the Eubanks. I ain't gonna do it. But he himself told me that when he was 17, he met some guy, went back to his house, and he went, like, he told me he went back a few times and had sex with this guy, right? But then he said he was taken advantage of. You understand, right? That's what he said. This is now the thing is because I ain't putting the Eubank family business out there like that, but he got a disagreement with his brother that he wanted me to air, and it's like, why don't you air it? Yeah, but I ain't gonna do that. But because he told me what he told me, I can tell that. Do you see what I'm saying?
He wanted me to, Chris Eubank Senior's brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's his brother. There's other stuff, you know what I mean? There's other stuff we spoke about, which was more part of the conversation, but he mentioned this. Now, he said that, you know, this guy took advantage of him, and he was, at the time, I think he was, he may have been like, I can't remember. This was many years ago. This was good, probably almost 20 years ago I met him. And he said that he was, you know what I mean? He could have been on drugs or whatever, yeah? He might have even gone to prison. I can't remember. But he said he then has flipped it round to the point where now he's like, he's like the gays, they're evil. That's what he was saying. He was like, so it was, for me, I was like, oh, this is insane because.
But the thing is, people who are, he's gay.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And you're saying the gays are evil.
Yeah,
Evil.
it was too much. I never, you know what I mean? It was too much for me to even like process. Like, mate, you know what? I'm not getting involved. I'm not getting involved in this. Whatever you're on, I'm not getting involved. I'm not getting involved in your campaign. Do you get what I mean? Like you did what you did. So from my perspective, the way I looked at his case, I found it quite strange because don't get me wrong, although yeah, I believe he was taken advantage of. Do you see what I'm saying? But you know, at the same time, there was still a level of curiosity on his part, or him wanting to do it. You know what I mean? So, and obviously, due to the regret, he's gone full. Do you know what I mean? Now he's on the warpath. So I get it with Hassan. You know, people can look at it like, you know what, you knew what you were doing. You were 17 and stuff, yeah, and you did. But you got to think of the build up to it. You got to think of the build up. You got to think, yeah, this is someone you may have grown up with, yeah. You've been going to their house since you was a kid. Probably played computer on their front. You know what I mean, right? When you get to 17 now, start smoking weed, start drinking alcohol. Do you know what I mean? It turns into a. Do you see what I'm saying? So we don't know what he done. We don't know if he gave them drugs. You get me?
Yeah. We don't know what he done, but what I do know is that we all have traces, and what I do know, yeah, because you have to remember, and I have no shame in saying this. I dealt with multiple cases of homelessness from the age of 16 upwards, 15, 16 upwards, outside, yeah, among the wolves, yeah. Now. I didn't have a lot of choices or a lot of options, but what I tend to find, yeah, is that a lot of people who tend to take the easy way out, that affects their choices, yeah, and they take the easy way out or what they think is the easy way out a lot of the time. I always chose the path of a clean conscience and no skeletons in my cupboard after. This is why I can talk the way that I talk. I don't have to be worried about being exposed for nothing. I don't have no skeletons in my closet like that. I don't have no egregious sexual assault allegations, predatory, and none of that shit. Understand? So I can say whatever I like, and nobody can't chat to me. Now, the reason why a lot of people did not want to come on your platform and talk about certain things that they know is because 99.99999% of people who were active in this industry or are active in this industry or are still trying to be in this industry, desperately hanging on, they have skeletons in their closet.
Yeah. And the thing is as well, we need to get into, because this is what my other video was about. It was about the people in the UK, because someone had put up I'll find the screenshots as well. Someone put up a post where they went into a bit more detail, and they said that people were bringing this young boy to hotels, to BAMBAATA, so people were driving him there. Now I got a video. Someone sent me a video, yeah, with this same young boy is in a car, yeah. And the car is being driven by Tim Westwood, right? I'm not saying that he was driving him anywhere mad, because obviously Bionic is also in the car as well. And you know what I mean? This ain't me saying that anyone was, because obviously what it is as well is I weren't around this time. So I couldn't tell you. I couldn't, like, it's only since BAMBAATA died that all of this has came out. I've heard bits and pieces over the years of UK BAMBAATA victims, right? Now, people have told me about a boy that was doing some madness was going on in some room or some club or something. I heard something about it. They did not mention who that person was. It's only since BAMBAATA's died that it's like, oh yeah, it was that. No, I don't know who this guy Sepo is. I obviously know London Posse because I got into London Posse later on. I got into London Posse early-ish 2000s, you know what I mean? But by then they had been around for 15 years. Do you see what I'm saying? But I went around in them subterranean days and the days where, do you see what I'm saying? I weren't around. I was too young. So I couldn't tell you what people are whispering about, because apparently someone else has written that there was a suicide. This guy killed himself, right? And in the suicide note, he's put, yeah, he done it because of this. And apparently he's named people in this suicide note. So I want to know why the suicide note, right, has remained hushed. Why has it? Do you see what I'm saying? Why hasn't? Who's got the suicide note? Do you know what I mean? Does it even exist? Is it another Epstein list? Is this the UK? Is this the UK hip hop Epstein list? Do you know what I mean? And who's on that list? So, and the way everyone's acting. Do you know what I mean? You put two and two together, innit? People acting like, oh, I had no idea. Oh, I had no idea. All these videos I'm playing now are like 9 years old. You know that you. So you like. Let me get this straight. Yeah, I'm a 83 baby. You're 80, 84, 85. Yeah, 84, right. Yeah. So understand this, right? In the year 2000, right, you were not even 16. Do you see what I'm saying? All of this stuff happened in the 90s, allegedly, yeah? Right? So the kind of music you were listening to in the 90s, probably listen to Capone Noriega, DMX, Mobb Deep, yeah? You probably listen to some D-Block, Locks, Biggie, Bones, Thugs and Harmony. Do you see what I'm saying? Right? You were not listening to no fucking Planet Rock, bruv.
No, I was not.
I could tell you that you weren't listening to no fucking Planet Rock or any of that bullshit. No, but you, yeah.
No. This is important for you to know. Yeah?
Yeah.
The first early formative years of my life was spent in the house with my grandparents and my 3 young uncles.
Yeah.
So, obviously, when grandma was in the yard, no loud hip-hop or dancehall music could be played. Do you understand? Grandma was out the yard, is when my uncles then could play their music and thing, and you understand what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
So I got exposed to everything.
Yeah, I hear that, but that weren't your market.
No, it was not my market.
Nor was Melee Mel, nor was all that stuff. Like, you might have heard Grandmaster Flash. Yeah. So this is what I'm trying to explain to people. So from that wasn't your market, but you still knew about all that madness from back. Do you get me?
How can the people from the era not know?
Yeah, exactly that. So this is why things are looking a bit mad, because it's like this first, oh, I didn't know. Then we got some lists, and it's like bare people. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, for me personally, I don't really have to worry about exposing anyone because I don't know who fucking was involved in it. You know what I mean? Obviously, like, you know, Tim Westwood's already been thrown to the wolves by, you know what I mean? But even still, that's not, do you know what I mean? It's you know what? Fuck it. Let's play this Poppy. Let's play the Hassan Campbell video, and then we'll get into these British people that should have never started rapping. Do you know what I mean? That's how I feel right now. You know, I feel they should have never let hip hop run in the UK, bruv. I feel like they violated the art form, bruv. You know what I mean? I feel like in the UK, hip hop, they just got into it for clout, strictly clout. Anyway, let's listen to this.
There's so many homicides. You fucked my brain up.
He's talking about all the killings that he's done.
Even though I ain't never killed nobody, I just been in jail the whole life.
Or maybe all the shootings he's done.
You fucked me up as a little boy.
He's got
so much to the point to where that when I get head,
it's a murder.
Wife, you be like,
he's got what? Sorry.
There's no statute of limitations on murder. He's a shooter, bruv.
I know. I know. He's a booter, bruv. He's a booter.
So he can't just he has to be careful how he says things.
Of course, of course.
But he's a gunman, blood. Don't ever
Some
get
of the things he has served as well. He was doing it from young, because he was doing it from young. So these are what just for context, yeah. And I'm glad you've brought this up for context, yeah. Anyone watching this thinking, oh yeah, like this is just some victim that BAMBAATA's managed. This man is like what what Brixton Jesus has just said. This guy is a booter.
he's certified.
Bruv, he's someone like I said, he's a serious guy. So for him to come out,
he's done the time. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, he's been found guilty, been convicted. Like you can say whatever you want to say.
Yeah, he's known to put in that. One thing we got to say about him, he's known to put in work. Like, don't get it twisted. This guy is known to put in work. You know what I mean? He might be, don't get me wrong, he's chilled, he does his thing on the internet and stuff like that. He's been on the internet for many years. I don't follow most of his content. I've only really followed the BAMBAATA stuff. I've never really been into Zulu Nation musically. Do you know what I mean?
I've never been into Zulu Nation at all.
Although I ain't gonna lie to people, bruv. I'm not even gonna lie to people, right? I might as well fucking say it now, bruv. Yeah, I've had some affiliation with the Zulu Nations, and I'll just tell people straight up, right? So the first time was when I was a youngster, not that young. You get me? Not that young. I was probably about 18, right? And it wasn't nothing special. We just did an event up in Angel in North London, and it was like a Zulu Nation sort of event, and they were like, "You're now part of the Zulu Nation," and give us a badge. That was it, right? And then later on down the line, I got a friend from Estonia, and he's part of a thing called Original Skills. Now, what that is, it's a Zulu Nation offshoot, which has chapters all around the world. Now, on a mad one, yeah, I have ended up as the fucking president of the UK chapter, right? Through my mate from Estonia, who, you know what I mean? So it's not Zulu Nation, but it is. And I was doing a radio show under the Original Skills Zulu Nation kind of banner. I didn't really interact with anyone from it. Most of the people that were from it were in South America and were like break dancers and stuff like that. And once this African BAMBAATA allegations come out, I shouted my guy, said, "Yo, what's all this? We can't be involved with this." A lot of them were talking this like, "Oh, you know, he's been kicked out of the organization and we are a separate organization." My whole thing was, can't have anything to do with Zulu Nation. Do you see what I'm saying? Can't have anything to do with it. So that was it. At that point, the radio show was changed. So it was no longer called the Original Skills Show. It was called The Shout. This was going back literally maybe like 2012 sort of time. And even with the Original Skills thing, I didn't even clock it was Zulu Nation. You understand? So it was called OSZN. So for it was only like a few months later, I actually clocked, hold on, man, this is some fucking Zulu Nation shit. So yeah, that's my connection to Zulu Nation.
I have no judgment for you in that situation, because you had no idea of what was going on and all the history and all of that. Do you understand? And you were young. No,
I'll be honest with you. This, like I said, the last thing I'm talking about was 2013, 2012, maybe. Yeah. But obviously, I don't know nothing. Like I said, we're not from that era that knows about Zulu Nation. We know about Wu-Tang. We know about these kind of groups. We don't know about. We couldn't name you one. The only people we can name you from Zulu Nation are the people that are getting accused and the victims. We can't name you one rapper, one DJ, one tune.
You just don't know. You just don't know that there's Zulu Nation. Q-Tip is Zulu Nation.
I know. I do know this. But you know what it is? He ain't. Even these guys, they're not really flying the flag of Zulu Nation too proudly and too highly. So
he was for a very long time.
Yeah.
But I did notice that that got quiet around 5 to 10 years ago.
You see it, yeah. You got to think the Zulu Nation is considered like the foundation of hip hop, and it's also, and you got to think African BAMBAATA is he was a student of Malachi Z. York, wasn't he?
Was he? I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, Malachi. We could get into all of this. He was, yeah. See, this is what I'm saying. That's why a lot of his traditions and his all that fucking ancient Egyptian shit.
Some of the Nuwapian scrolls and all them kind of thing there, Maggie.
Yeah, bro. You know what it is, yeah? I'm not gonna lie, yeah. When you're in Brixton and these places, it's easy to get access to these sort of things, right? So it's not a thing. I'm not judging anybody for do you get what I mean? I'm not judging anyone
I
for.
never integrated myself into the Nuwapian movement.
No.
I
Bro,
know many men who did, and they feel
no,
like
I do. Yeah, I know as well. It's trust me, it's the same. It's the same. Like you get me, Nation of Islam. Like it ain't for me, but you know what I mean. I understand certain people got their reasons for being in it. It ain't for me. The Nuwabian Museum. Don't get me wrong. It is what it is, but we got to deal with the facts. Obviously, like Malachi Z. York, he's also an alleged predator. I don't know too much about it, so I'm not going to speak too much on it. Do you know what I mean? But this is the understanding that he is a predator. You get me? And so the fact that AFRIKA BAMBAATA has come up under him and has modeled the Zulu nation almost in a similar way to the Nuwabian, the way the Nuwabians dress.
Oh, the Nuwapians. It's a P, bro. It's not
Nuwapians, yeah.
Remember the scrolls had all the illustration of Jacob with the massive head and all of that. I used to love that shit. It was highly entertaining. But one thing that I became very wary of very young, was not integrating myself into movements too deeply without knowing what they're fully about. Now, for example, remember the video where I was talking up during lockdown when I was talking about the jab and all of that kind of shit outside Brixton Tube Station? I came there to meet Nando or Nacho, who was the head of Stand Up X.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't come there to join Stand Up X. I came there because my brethren was kind of in touch with Nacho, and Nacho, Nacho's not from Brixton. He's from Colombia, but he's like more southeast based, And so he was reasoning with Al, and Al told me that he's going to Brixton to stand outside the tube station to try and deter Brixton youths from going up to Trafalgar Square to go and meet with the EDL. It's a trap.
Yeah.
And so I said to him, Raw, you know what? I said, make the link, bro. Because even though I'm not in Brixton, at the time I was living in Streatham, Brixton is still my home. Nobody in Brixton don't know this guy. No one ain't gonna listen to it.
Yeah.
You understand? But if I'm standing outside Brixton Tube Station telling my Brixtonians don't go up there, it's me, Mark Anthony, from Brixton telling you don't go up there. It's different.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
We got some comments. We got some comments that I forgot to read. So,
oh yeah. Go on.
All right, sorry. Yeah, okay. You got from Goldmine. So big up to Lord Vishnu. But we've got so Goldmine is saying they idolize them. Great point, Terror, especially Ron Savage. They idolize him to make the abuse more flattering. And he goes, yeah, buddy. A lot of people that chose not to fuck over somebody was left out in the cold. RSN, pricks is cooking. The suicide note was hushed because the community is to blame. See, what I'm saying, so the community is to blame and they don't want to come forward. This is what is wicked about our community in London. Yeah, we don't want to come forward. This guy has died, and these people, they're going to go and they want to protect BAMBAATA for whatever reason. And I'm like, why do you want to protect him? You don't even, half of you people, the thing I find with BAMBAATA, I find like the only people that know who he is that probably knew him in person. Do you know what I mean? So I find a lot of people that actually are familiar with him, as you know what I mean, they was around the time he was popular. I feel like they probably know him in person, and that's why they don't really want to say much on the situation. Yeah.
I was turning. I was just thingy. I just came on the thing because I wanna be able to read some of the comments as well.
Of course, yeah, of course.
But I don't understand why I can't see the comments when my things when my things on the YouTube. That's kind of mad.
No, you got to go on the live chat. Go on the live chat.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, it's one of them ones. Even I'm like,
bro, it's not even showing the live chat. It's not. I'm on YouTube. Do I have to go?
Yeah, you might. Oh, fucking hell. You might. Are you signed in on YouTube as well?
Well, the thing is, normally I'm signed in on Brixton Jesus on YouTube. Right now, I'm not. I didn't do all of that this time.
Yeah.
I didn't do all of that this time still.
But yeah, big up to Goldmine anyway, saying the podcast is going hard. We're trying, you get me? Yeah, we're trying out here. Trying to produce something authentic. And it ain't easy. It ain't easy, man, because look at the community. Look what they're dealing with. You know, that could be like and the thing is, that could be anyone's child. You know what I mean? That could be anyone's child that someone does that to, and then that person kills himself. And then you're gonna get fucking people delaying your justice because of their fucking love for hip hop. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
Bro, I'm trying to look into this thing, bro. I can't see none of the comments.
No. Well, you know what it is?
Because I know your thing is streaming on YouTube. So
yeah,
I should be able to read the live comments on YouTube, bro.
Yeah, you should be able to. I don't know. Just I don't know, man. You know what it is? It's too late. It's too late. It's too late at night for me to figure this out.
It's all right.
You asked me early in the morning, I might be able to like figure it out. But yeah.
I got it. Cool, so I just had to look into the thingy on my Brixton Jesus account. I can see the live chat now.
All right. Let me play this Poppy. Let me play Hassan Campbell. Let's because I think BAMBAATA is going to make a this video is meant to be his response to the allegation. So I don't know. At some point, he's meant to come in and say his piece.
Big up Goldman. Big up Praise Lord V as well.
Like, you've been fucking all them bitches, man. You can't even get hard for me. Nah, I'm just having flashbacks of a grown ass man sucking on my fucking
and you can tell you can tell what about people can say whatever they want, yeah, but what BAMBAATA has done to this guy has sent this guy mad.
Yeah, messed him up for life.
It sent him mad. People don't understand. It sent him mental. But anyway.
Years old, playing with a bunch of little fucking boys. You ain't just touched on one little boy, nigga. You touched on 1,000. Hey, Paul Pacheco, what if I sat up here and I told you that Bam was fucking your little brother? I saw it. Taufik, let's stop playing games. Bam was playing with your little brother too.
Pause.
Keep on going
on.
What
was the thing?
Keep on.
What was the blood clot, bro? Do you know who 5 feet is? You just had to mention 5 feet. Do you know who 5 feet is?
No.
All right. Let me just give me a second. Yeah? Yeah. Just give me a second, bro. Rapper 5.
Do you want me to pull up his? Shall I pull up his profile? Or was you all right?
No, rapper named 5 feet.
Hold on, let me rewind it. Shall I rewind it a touch?
Yeah, to the point where where he mentioned that.
Let me go back a piece. Yeah.
Couple seconds.
I get my drift. You fucked me up as a little boy. So much to the point to where that when I get head, wifey be like, you been fucking all them bitches, man. You can't even get hard for me. Nah, I'm just having flashbacks of a grown ass man sucking on my fucking dick. At 12 years old.
So at the end of the day, like, you know, from his own admission, he's saying it started at 12. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, yeah, man, it's crazy.
All right, now 5 feet.
Bunch of little fucking boys. You ain't just touch on one.
Yeah.
5 feet is a rapper. I'm still looking for him. I can't, for some reason I can't, because I don't know if his name is 5 foot or 5 feet. Yeah.
Oh no, not from Black Moon.
Yes, bro.
No
No.
way.
No.
5
That's
foot.
Buckshot BDI.
Yeah, there's 5. Yeah, no, I know you're all right, but there is a 5 footer. Yeah, is that who?
5 feet or 5 foot?
5 foot.
He might be. He's not in Black. I don't think he's in Black Moon.
He's in a. But he's a Brooklyn. Is it Bucktown? I don't know actually, man.
Because I don't think he's Smith and Wesson.
Nah. He's in
But
one.
I think he's part of a duo like that. I don't know if it's
It's Kelter Skelter. One of them ones.
Yeah,
it could be one of the. It's one of them ones.
Some 5 foot.
Because hold on, what one was it? No, it was Rock and Helter Skelter. But then they changed their name to Cocoa Brothers, didn't they? And they changed their names. So one of them was Sean Price. But anyway, go on, carry on.
Yeah, fam. So basically, he's just named a rapper called 5 feet. I can't, for the life of me, can't remember what group he's in, or if his name is 5 foot or 5 feet. But he just mentioned him and said that Bam was smashing his little brother as well. So
yeah.
You understand? There's a lot of these guys that he's mentioning that were stalwarts in the hip hop community. Bam was playing with their little brothers, and they never did nothing about it. And I'm not making it out like they're soft. Bam had an army.
Yeah.
To enforce his madness. And if you didn't have an army to go up against that, you also have to remember that he had the resources.
Yeah.
And he's doing Babylon's bidding.
Yeah.
You understand? When you're dealing with people who are that level of evil and they're working with the enemy, boy, you gotta watch what the fuck you're doing when you're going up against them, bro.
You know, I wanted to mention as well. So I met this guy back in Croydon years ago, and he was either Jehovah's Witness, I think he was a Jehovah's Witness actually. He was like a black guy, African guy from somewhere, from maybe Tanzania or somewhere, Kenya, you know what I mean? And he was like, he kind of come across on a bit of an aggressive one, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not into this hip hop, and then he started dropping like, you know, AFRIKA BAMBAATA. He said, you know what AFRIKA BAMBAATA done? He goes, he went to Egypt and he met up with some like magicians out there, and he basically, that's where he got the whole beat from hip hop from them. He went and consulted them and got something which he could use to captivate the youth. So at the end of the day, this whole thing was built on sinister foundations, according to this man. Now, don't get me wrong, I have done my research to find out any kind of truth to this. Yeah, I found nothing, but he does use a lot of the Egyptian symbols, the Eye of Ra. Do you see what I'm saying?
This is where we have to be very, very careful. And I'm going to tell you this really on a level, because we spoke about this before. Yeah. We cannot allow people like AFRIKA BAMBAATA, to have us look at our own ancient history and symbology as evil just because of the fuckery they were perpetuating.
Well, you got to think though, when you look at these things there, you got to look at the kind of people that, don't get me wrong, I know enough people who wear unks and things like that, and sometimes it's nice to want to embrace what we see is what we think is our history. You get me? But then when we look at it, we have to look at Egypt for what it is, and you know what I mean, we want to worry about that. Do you know what it is with black people as well, especially with black people? We have to be careful. We need to stop worrying about. We have to stop worrying about other places.
No, you know what we need to do, what we really need to do, big man, and I'm going to show you this levels, is we need to separate Egypt from the empire of Kemet and Kush.
Of course, but even that, we do that.
Stop.
Yeah.
Egypt and Egyptology is the beginning of the lie.
Yeah.
All right? Nothing named Egypt ain't got nothing to do with us. When we talk about Egypt, we look at decrepit structures and desert. When we're talking about Kemet and Kush, we're talking about a land that had flora, fauna, when marbles was on the pyramids and they had gold caps at the top of them. Do you understand? In palm trees, water, you understand? You have fertility, you have fertile land. This is our history. And all that ancient symbology, I'm not saying that everything was perfect, but what I'm saying is a lot of our stuff has been whitewashed, remixed, watered, and fed back down to us. And now we're looking at it as evil. I'm going to break down something to you. Yeah. And the funny thing is that it's funny because I know this because I went to Golden Nubia Pan-African Saturday School. Understand what I'm saying? So I was educated about my roots and culture and history from a very long time ago. Big up to my Uncle Quakey. Yeah. But yeah, you have to remember that melanated people, because we're not just indigenous to Africa, we're indigenous to the whole planet. We've been here for 7 million years. All right. European people have only been around for about 3,500 years. All right. So you see, when we have Egyptology, and we have these Scottish rites of Freemasonry using our ancient Kemetic science and symbols, man have to remember that our lands have been invaded and shits have been stolen from us, even the esoteric knowledge. And I'm going to show you something as well. They used a lot of that esoteric knowledge to take over that land and take over the world. And this is why we're living in the state that we're in. So I'm not saying, no, man can't talk about the symbology because that's our thing. What I'm saying is, man need to know what our symbology is, who's using it, why, and where they got it from.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, the thing is, a lot of these people are, it's not the fact they're using it, it's why they're using it and how they came about to use it. And a lot of what although this goes back thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years, even a lot of black people, they only start rocking that shit in modern times, the same times when the hippies started doing, do you see what I'm saying? So a lot of things started coming about that time, and that was around the time of Crowley and all them man there, and all them people like Howard Carter. See, people like Howard Carter that went into the pyramids, right? These are all linked to occult societies anyway. So all these people, and then what they've done is they've gone and fed the information back. So don't get me wrong, I understand that ancient Kemet was not the Egypt it was today. The people looked totally different. Do you know what I mean? There's a big argument online between the Arabs and the Africans who's got their claim to Egypt. You get me? But obviously, you know what I mean? Common sense will tell you Egypt was a black nation, just like Libya, just like Yemen, just like Israel, just like.
But I've spoken to many people who have been there, and of the many people that I've spoken to that have been there,
yeah,
only a few of them have been to where the people who look like you and me actually live. Yeah, so where it is in Egypt,
yeah,
people just, when people think of the pyramids, they just think of Giza. There's somewhere else in Egypt called Luxor.
Yes.
Yeah, Luxor, a lot of our ancient temples are, a lot of things are that a lot of our people are not checking out, and that's where the people look like you and me.
Yeah.
They've been forced out of where they originally lived by the Arabs.
Yeah.
Understand what I'm saying?
So my batteries. Hold on, let me just check my battery, bro, because it's just hold on. I don't want to fucking cut off in. No, I've got 20%. I'm good. Yeah, no. Do you know what it is? You'll be surprised when you go to these places. Like I've been Morocco, yeah. When you go to these places, you will find communities of people, bro, that are dark skinned, darker than me, darker than you. They're just not going to put them in the tour guides.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You're going to, so I'm not saying that you're not going to find these people in Egypt. I'm just saying that back in the day, Egypt was full of them, as opposed to now, they're a minority. The same way is when you went to Palestine, remember you got the black Palestinians back in the day, they would have covered the whole land. Yeah.
No, there's no such thing as any black Palestinians or black Israelis. I'm going to show you. We've had this conversation before, and I'm going to say it again. The main reason why you never see me defend either side of the Israeli/Palestine conflict is because they are both invaders who are not indigenous to that land, who came together and conspired together to kill and displace the original inhabitants who look like you and me, the true Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah, okay. but you're right. You're 100% right. But also there was Canaanites. So there was Canaanites still dotted about. So there were little Canaanite communities.
Were Canaanite
communities?
but the land of Israel was they were Canaanite.
It was the land of Canaan. Yeah.
Right. But the land of Canaan, right? But Israel was a kingdom. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And do you remember who the king of Israel was?
What reign?
All right. Well, let's just go back to King David and King Solomon.
Okay. Yeah.
They were the kings of Israel.
Yeah.
They weren't the kings of Egypt. They were the kings of Israel. Yeah. Now, this is before Israel was taken over by the Palestinians and the Ashkenazi Jews, who were run out of Europe for all the atrocities they were committing upon children, babies, infants. Yeah. And then I can't remember, sometime between 1940 something and 1960 something is when the modern state of Israel was created, very recently in history.
It was created in 1947.
1947.
Yeah.
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 Sometimes I can't recall all the exact dates.
Of course, but yeah.
1947, big man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the most disgusting thing about it is that when you look at the map, yeah, Israel is not an island off the coast of Africa. It's directly connected to Africa. That means it's Africa on the continent, but somehow they've remixed it and called it the Middle East. There's no such thing as a continent called the Middle East. You know why? They call it the Middle East because they couldn't call it Asia. They couldn't call it Europe. They couldn't call it America. They could only call it Africa. So they had to call it something else after they stole that land through a campaign of mass genocide, rape, and pillage.
Yeah,
so
of course.
You never catch me talking about free Palestine. Uno need for bomba clock come out of there.
Yeah, no, I tend not to get involved too much in the conversation. People have tried to like drag me into it, and I say my piece in it. I'll say my piece. I'll say like, you know what? At the end of the day,
is why don't you jump on a plane and go and see how they treat you right now today when you land
well, this is my whole thing was this year, and I brought it up right because I used to go to a lot of these free Palestine hip hop events, right? And I thought like, you know what it is, yeah, cool. These events are full of a lot of people. Don't get me wrong, they were cool events, yeah, but there was a lot of people that were there that were only there because that's what they care about. These people do not care about hip hop. They do not care about black people. They do not care about black culture. Yeah. But they will use black culture for their personal gain. And that's what I clocked with this whole thing. So a lot of these UK hip hop nights started becoming about free Palestine, free Palestine, free. And it's been going on for decades. And it doesn't mean that it's not to take away the cause, and obviously these people that believe in that fight for struggle. It's not to take away from it.
Your own culture and your own music to represent the struggle.
Do you see what I'm saying? That's what you got to be. You got to be 100%. And that's my whole thing. It's like sometimes you got to be 100. You see them Irish guys, them IRA guys, right? When they were going and fighting with the British, right? They got their own music. They got their own battle music, bruv. Yeah, where they're talking about what, you know what I mean? That's what got them through it. So there's no point coming. Like you got to think a lot of people come to hip hop culture and take things from it and don't give back. So bear that in mind. Do you see what I'm saying? When you're like, okay, but we need to fair enough, I understand, but bear that in mind, innit? Bear that in mind. You know what I mean? So bear that in mind when it's time for us to free this place or sort out this place or let's sort out Haiti then. Let's sort out Haiti. That's been fucked for ages. It's been fucked for a lot longer than Palestine. Let's sort that place out. Do you know what I mean? Well, you get me? But it's always, oh yeah, you get me? Then feet start dragging. So at the end of the day, like if you're a black person, right, and you think that anyone cares more about you than their own culture, and you're a fool. You get me? If you're anyone and thinks that, you're a fool. Do you know what I mean? You're a fool. If you get hijacked, like if you get recruited into someone else's cause and you help them do their thing, yeah, then more fool you, because at the end of the day, it's not when it's the other way around. They might help you, but they probably won't.
They don't care, and I'm gonna be real with you. This is why I have certain levels of communication, yeah, and you've witnessed it. Certain levels of communication. I'm speaking to boys and men. Nobody else is invited to offer an opinion. Certain conversations, I'm speaking to melanated people. No one outside of that is welcome to offer their opinion. Certain conversations I have offer everybody, where everyone's welcome to offer their opinion. But I make sure that I separate all of those conversations and I gatekeep.
Yeah, you got to.
Why? Is because only the culture of melanated people, is the culture that welcomes everybody. Nobody else don't welcome everybody like that, and they're not supposed to.
Of course they're not. Of course they're not.
Understand? There's a reason why they don't. It's because they don't want to be infiltrated. And
Of course, because
every aspect of melanated people's culture, because I don't like to use the term black people. Every aspect of our culture has been infiltrated, taken over, and monetized by people outside of the culture who don't give a fuck about the people who created it.
Yeah, of course. So this is why you got to be careful, because a lot of these people, as much as they're quick to highlight these things, highlight the Palestine cause and all these things, if you bring that up, they're not going to be keen to highlight that. Do you see what I'm saying? They're going to want to sweep under the carpet, and they're going to want to turn it. It's like, so that's why you got to be. You know what I mean? When we were young, when
black thing is for everybody. Fuck off.
Well, this is what it is. You got to remember, like what it is. What it is. Anything black people create is deemed as for everybody.
Right.
So that you can create the next trend, and everyone can have the next. You know, they can have the music, the content to get them through the next decade off of your back.
Did you notice in the last, like, in the period of like the last, going back 5 years, or 3 years, that 10-year period leading up to 3 years ago, the music industry was very focused on one thing: light-skinned girls or white women who looked like light-skinned girls.
What you mean as artists, as vocalists?
As artists. And I'm going to start naming the names. And when I name
what example? Because I'm not really familiar with a lot of this stuff.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to start reeling off the names, and you're going to start clocking immediately. And when I start reading off these names, I want to make it very clear before I say any names, I'm not taking any credibility away from their talent or their artistry. Some of these artists I rate more than others, some I don't rate at all, but I'm going to give you a list of artists. Yeah?
Yeah, okay.
We'll start with Rita Ora. She was cosplaying as a light-skinned thing for years. She comes from Kosovo or something like that, bro.
Yeah, but this is what you got to be careful of. Yeah, you got to be careful. Well, you got to understand, it's always going to be the way. You have like what you call black culture, and that will be called urban culture, and then that will be called London culture.
Right.
Once it's called London culture, anyone can claim it.
Right.
And then they can write. And then these youngsters here, my children's age, I have to constantly educate this generation, because they'll write you out the story. They'll write you totally out the story and try and tell you that this thing started with. They'll tell you this thing started with H, bruv.
Bro,
you know what I mean? They'll tell you this thing started with fucking, what's the geezer? They'll tell you, what's my man with the mask on? What's his name? Big him up still.
I don't know, but I know you're talking.
Evancho, come on. But you get me. They'll tell you this thing. They'll tell you, you get me. And it's not to disrespect these artists at all, but they'll remix the thing. And they're not going to tell you about people like Bad Breed and Pilo and Stone and these people here who were really grafting to make this happen, to make this what it is today. They're not going to tell you these people.
I did not even get half. I only named one name, bro.
All right, come on. Sorry.
Right? Rita Ora.
Man said Rita Ora. Allow it, man. Allow this.
Yeah. But people have to remember that pretty much all of these women in this industry are hoes. You need to wake up. Do you understand? Like, talent isn't enough. Anyway, Rita Ora, yeah? What's her name? That was in Wicked.
What you probably tell me she's a Wicked, a play about a witch. Probably told me.
But she was in there with that woman who looks like a fucking crackhead, the black woman who looks like a crackhead. And they keep trying to say how beautiful she is, bro. She was hideous.
What woman that's a crackhead? What, Grace Jones?
No, bro, man.
What?
Grace Jones is old, man. This wicked thing. Bro, this ugly, bald black woman that you can't stop seeing fucking everywhere over the last 2 to 3 years, bro. This ugly skeletal cancer, AIDS, crackhead.
Oh, no.
They keep trying to say it's beautiful, bro. They keep trying to sell us that as the thing of black beauty. I'm not having this for these black people.
No. Oh,
No, bro. You're not gonna show us some ugly bitches and tell us they're beautiful. No. Yeah. And
I feel like
what's her name? She used to go out with the rapper Big Short. She used to go out with Mac Miller before he died, bruv.
Katy Perry? No.
Oh man.
She from the UK?
Oh, she's American.
I do kind of remember.
She was playing as a light skinned black girl for years, but she's really not. She's pasty.
I can't remember who you talk.
Fuck. Hold on.
Was she on that Disney Channel girl? Was she one of them? Huh?
Yes, her.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I vaguely.
I'm gonna dig out.
I'm surprised I even know any of this stuff. You know, I never listened to Mac Miller really. His music. I never really got into him. Do you know what I mean?
Listen to all of this stuff. This is just popular culture, bro. I don't care about that shit. I stay in touch with what's going on. Yeah. Hold on. Wicked 2024 film. Hold on, I'm gonna find it now. Ariana Grande.
Oh right, yeah, Ariana Grande. Oh right, yeah. I see.
She's been cosplaying as a light.
Isn't she? Ain't she Jewish? She was the one whose concert got blown up, wasn't it, in Manchester?
Yes.
They blew up her concert. The madman. That bro. Some people I know in Manchester. They were working there that night, innit? They sell posters and stuff. They were working there that night and they seen the fucking commotion and that. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that's a mad thing still.
Oh, let me get through the list.
Sorry, bro.
Let me get through the list because those two aren't even necessarily what I'm talking about. I just mentioned them as white women who are cosplaying as light-skinned black girls for marketing, singing R&B and stuff like that until they could do their pop thing. Yeah. Now we'll go on to the UK. So there's Georgia Smith, Green Tea Peng.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Ray.
Yeah.
Ray Black.
Yeah.
Who else? LMA, who's brilliant, by the way. Love that album. Bro, do you see what I'm saying?
So basically, what you're saying is that the black music industry is being whitewashed.
Basically
Being whitewashed, and yeah, because it's been maybe it's been done periodically. Maybe they started signing mixed race people beforehand.
Not even just mixed.
And then from there they've gone the next stage to. Do you know what I mean?
No, it's not even just like that. What they've been doing is they've been trying to wash out the melanin. So it's not just mixed race; it's light-skinned black people. Is the only kind of black people that they really want to sign and put out there. Now, the opposite end of that, is that of the dark-skinned males, for example, there's plenty of dark-skinned males out here who have more star quality than Stormzy.
Yeah.
All they want to push are the African boys that look like they come out of the bush, fam. Yeah, they're trying to erase Caribbean culture out of UK music.
Yeah. Well, what they're doing, they're not trying to erase it. I don't think they're trying to erase it, but they're trying to deny it as the foundational thing, the spark that set it all off. So
is the foundation of UK slang.
Of course it is. Of course,
it's the foundation. It's a mix of Jamaican patois and Cockney.
Yeah. And that's what's happened. What I'll tell you what's happened, right? Is like you said, everything that is black, like you said, with black people, everything we do is everyone else is welcome to participate. Do you know what I mean? Like everything we do is open to
free for
other people. That ain't always. That ain't always.
Jews, the one that had to make a contribution. Walk in.
Yeah, we just, you know what I mean. So that ain't the case with like what I've seen. That's not really the case with other races. Like in Britain, in England, the community is broken down in England, so you can't really use Britain as an example. But generally, it's not the case in other races, and it won't be. Probably that's what Britain needs to do. Do you know what I mean? To get itself up and running, is start working together. But that, you know what I mean? That's neither here nor there. But
I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even interested in. I'm not even interested in all that working together shit. No more.
Yeah. Of course, I'm not either. I'm not either. But like I was saying, a lot of these communities, like they're very, you know what I mean, keep themselves to themselves. Black people, we let people come in, do what they want, join in. Oh, look, if we see a white guy that can sing bashment, we'll elevate him to the top.
Bro, above all the genuine dancehall artists out here.
We'll elevate him to the top. M.R. We'll be like, you know what? We'd rather be entertained by that than be entertained by a man who's been playing reggae for 40 years, 50 years, has got some melodies and rhythms you've never heard in your life. Yeah, we'd rather hear M.R. from Kent.
We wouldn't rather hear M.R. However, yeah, we're not the ones who control the algorithms. For meta, all these different things.
We're not, but then we're not, but we. Do you know what I mean?
No, there ain't no we, because I'm not involved.
All right, cool. I can only use it, yeah. See, like me, I listen to a lot of like UK drill, yeah. So I am part of the problem when it comes down to them putting on someone like Pete and Baz, right? And it's all fun and games, and we're all having a laugh. Oh, look at Pete and Baz, two old men rapping, yeah. You know what I mean? When there's serious artists that could have had that platform.
Yeah,
I am part of the problem.
I am highly entertained by Pete and Baz, bro.
Same, and I'm part of the problem because I'm looking at things I'm looking at this channel for entertainment to the point where I don't even want to hear I want to hear pure fuckery. When I go on the internet, I want to hear pure fuckery, bro. People want to play me their tunes about unity and fucking conscious rap. I don't want to hear it. You understand? I can honestly say, like, I don't want to hear any conscious rap.
Bro, you know I'll be real with you, yeah?
Yeah.
I was what people would consider to be a conscious rapper.
However, so was I.
However, I did not forget, yeah, that when I pick up a mic and I go on that stage, my job is to entertain the audience that's in front of me.
That's it.
So what I really don't like is the infiltration of people who cannot fucking rap into the rap game, trying to get credibility for being conscious. You're not conscious. That's two things.
Yeah.
Most of them are not conscious.
Like Inspector Veg, bruv. He's a perfect example. He's yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean? So
I'm not gonna lie.
And you know what it is, a bit like any day. I don't want to talk bad about him, yeah. But what it is, I realize, when people say industry plants, and I'm thinking, right, my man raps about plants all the time, and that's when it clicked, and it's like, yeah, my man's an industry plant. Do you know what I mean? And it's no wonder why.
He's not an industry plant. What it is this, you know?
Something the right.
No. He's just a white boy that can string a few rhymes together. And anytime that a white boy strings a few rhymes together, everyone acts like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Yeah? His subject material, Iceland Baby Moms and all of that, is actually great. And he's talking from a real perspective because that was his life growing up.
What was his life growing up?
His mom was the Iceland Baby Mom.
Was she?
Yes.
These man here, bruv, you know what it is? These man here come out of nowhere, bruv. So we don't know what his background was.
No, but we don't.
I never seen him. A lot of people. I never seen him in South London growing up. I never seen him in South London. So
but what I'm saying is this, yeah. What I'm saying is this.
Yeah.
With certain people, and it's not even with certain people, we're supposed to judge people by their appearance to a certain degree.
Yeah.
Not completely, not fully, but to a certain degree, we are supposed to judge people by their appearance. So, for example, yeah, if I take off my glasses, yeah, because the lighting isn't that good, but you can see that I've got pretty clear skin. Yeah. You were with me at a festival for a whole weekend where the only option to bathe was to bathe in cold water in the wilderness. Yeah. And my skin was pristine that whole weekend. I came home in a fresh white t-shirt. Yeah. Now you and I were there, and you know that everybody could not come home in a fresh white t-shirt. You know that. Yeah. And what was I selling? You remember? What was I selling from your merch table, bro?
You're selling soap, natural deodorants, natural soaps.
No, I'm selling natural face and body butter and natural deodorant. Yeah. Now, I can't sell skincare if my skin is looking like Inspector Veg. And this is why I'm saying that people, you need to judge people by their appearance to a certain degree. Now, a man like Inspector Veg, he tried to sell me some of his products and whatnot, but you're selling me things based on health, and you're grey. No, bro, please, I'm not trying to make jokes. Yeah? But I did not see anyone there that looked healthier than me, bro.
Oh, shit.
I did not see anyone there. When I looked around that whole event, in terms of health and vitality, there was no one close to me.
Yeah, that's why this veganism thing is a total lie. Yeah, that's what I want to say. It's a total lie. And like me, I'm not going to lie. I don't eat meat, yeah. I eat fish sometimes, innit? But like...
But you're not claiming to be a vegan.
Yeah, but even still, like I don't even advocate for people to... I advocate for people to enjoy their meat, innit? If you have your chicken, enjoy your chicken, enjoy your lamb. Do you know what I mean? Do your thing, innit? Like, don't listen to these people because... yeah, like a lot of these people that I do know that are vegans, like you said, innit? They don't look very healthy. And it's not always on the outside, but you know, if you are going to make such, like I imagine that if I was one of these people that was just like totally like not smoking, not doing anything, you know what I mean? Then I imagine I would imagine I would be glowing in it. Do you know what I mean?
If I did not drink and I did not smoke at all, I would look, my skin would look even better than it does.
Yeah.
However, yeah, I am a realist. I've never, ever tried to portray myself to be a health nutrition guru. I've never portrayed myself to be a skincare guru. Yeah? You know one of the reasons why I started selling my product? I was making it for 18 years and giving it away to people for free before I started selling it.
Yeah.
That is what created a demand organically. Yeah. And during lockdown is when I launched it. It was September the 20th, 2020.
Yeah, I remember still. Natlux. Well, we're launching the website for that soon. Do you see what I'm saying as well? So we also got to use these platforms to plug stuff.
Yeah, of course, but I'm not plugging nothing until my website's up and running, because what I'm trying to say and what I want to say to the audience as well, everybody tells you to be prepared for failure. Nobody tells you to be prepared for overwhelming success.
Of course.
And the overwhelming success was too much. I couldn't keep up. I didn't have my shit structured properly. I couldn't stay on top of everything. So I ended up issuing quite a few refunds and apologies and handwritten letters because I wasn't able to live up to what I wanted to. And it wasn't because I was scatty or I was bumping people. Everybody knew that that wasn't the case. But you know what? The most beautiful thing about it was, is that when I apologized to the people for not being able to deliver, because this thing blew up way more than I had anticipated and I wasn't prepared for it. And there's infrastructure that I need to put in place that I couldn't afford to put in place before. Yeah. I said, forgive me. I'm going to close the shop. I'm going to come back when I'm set up properly.
Of course.
Certain VIPs still get served to this day, but I can't take on all the customers until I have my website, my database, my shop, where I can just click in, boom, and everything's all there. Trying to do it on WhatsApp and all that, it wasn't sustainable. I had too much demand and I couldn't supply it. Yeah. No,
I hear that.
So this is the lesson that I learned from that, and this is why I say my shop is closed, and it's been closed for like probably a couple years now, just because when I come back, I'm going to do it properly. Yeah. I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. I learned that. It was a humbling experience and it was painful, man. I'm like, raw. I came into this thing with the best possible intentions. Nothing bad happened. There was no bad news. It was too good. If you get what I'm saying. I couldn't.
That's how it goes sometimes. We've got another comment. Sorry, man. I got a it's from Goldmine. It's saying, imagine all BAMBAATA victims have gone on to date single mothers and abuse their children. The mothers will enable.
The fact so few victims have come forth is alarming. I've read that comment and I was waiting.
I didn't even see that. Sorry, I didn't even see that. But it says,
I think right next to the laptop.
I think George Clinton is one of them. What is George Clinton? Is George Clinton is he a
remember that guy back in the day? I'm going to tell you who George Clinton is.
I know George Clinton. I've been to a George Clinton concert. I was in Jazz Cafe with the George Clinton band. Yeah, we had the whole Jazz Cafe smoked out. You get me? So the management were pissed because they know me in it, but I was in there with the band. They couldn't say shit. So this is very concerning because George Clinton, you know what? Like musically, obviously he's a legend. Do you know what I mean? I ain't gonna take anything away from the man musically. I don't know about his life. Yeah, I do know that George Clinton, he's on another realm. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's the drugs.
To me, it's like the American equivalent of Lee Scratch Perry.
100%. 100%.
Perry ain't on drugs. Sorry.
No, but exactly that. Like the American, like where Lee Scratch Perry was bunning weed and having a drink. Yeah, George Clinton probably taking acid.
Bro, I'm gonna say this again, rude boy. You see, when I say that people's taking drugs, I'm not talking about ganja. No, of course. Lee Scratch Perry was not on drugs. No,
of course he was. Yeah, of course he wasn't. No, of course he wasn't. Of course he wasn't.
You mean, of course he
Lee Scratch Perry weren't caught.
Bro, Lee Scratch Perry was on drugs. No one can't tell me nothing. That nigga was on substances.
What, you think he was on drugs? What, you think Perry was on drugs? No, what, Perry?
Bro, why do you think? Let me ask you something. Do you not know that? Do you not know that Sanchez is one of the biggest cokeheads?
I can believe that, and I know that Bob Marley was known to have taken hard drugs. Bob Marley
used to sniff coke.
I've heard Bob Marley used to smoke heroin.
Bro, I wouldn't doubt it either.
Do you get
why people think these people from the music industry are anything special, bro?
Yeah. So I wouldn't have. Again, Perry's before, but I wouldn't have had Perry down as a hard drug user.
Bro, I take one look at man like George Clinton and one look at man like Lee Scratch Perry, and there's no question about whether that man's is on class A. Who the fuck is smoking ganja walking around looking like that, bro? Shit. Ganja don't make you get rainbow.
You're gonna get me into trouble, man. Oh shit. Yo, Brixton Jesus.
No.
Brixton Jesus. Brixton Jesus are gonna make the Rastas come for me. They're gonna come for me.
Make them come for me. I'm a Rasta. Furthermore, any Rasta that feel like they got something to say. February, I just celebrated 10 years as Minister of Information for Rastafari Global Council, Great Britain chapter, placed in that office by Ambassador Bingi Konganaya. So any Rasta that feel like they got something to say, come and say it.
Say it. Okay.
Say it. I want to know what your
this is the smoke. This is the smoke.
I want to know what your credentials are first, though. Who the fuck are you in the world of Rastafari before you come up here and say nothing? What dues have you paid and who recognizes you?
Fucking hell, bro.
Because all you did was go to HQ and listen to the man there and try to think. You can't chat to me.
Boy.
And understand this, I represent the Naya Bingi order. So if there's smoke, I want to, understand? I don't come from the Baba Shanti order. I'm not a pacifist. I want all the smoke. So whoever's bring it. I'm telling you that Lee Perry, take one look at Lee Scratch Perry and told me that man was not on bumper or cocaine.
No.
Listen, man.
Oh,
No one
mate.
can't tell me Elephant Man is not on drugs. Nobody. This nigga's nearly 60, still walking around with rainbow-colored hair, bro. This man was doing this shit 20 years before 6ix9ine.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
30 years before Tekashi 6ix9ine, Elephant Man was doing this crazy shit. And you're telling me this man was doing nothing but banning ganja? Oh, we did, bomba clout, yeah, talk.
All right. So, what about who else? Who else? I was thinking.
If they're in
Vibes Cartel. Vibes Cartel.
Bruv, really? All right. Forget about that for a second. Let's compare Black Vibes Cartel versus White Vibes and tell me this nigga's not on fucking drugs. The nigga had extensions, blood. The dreadlocks in the hair are fake. They're not real.
No, this is mad. This is mental. You know what I mean?
The man was speaking for so many years and taking so much drugs, so much thing, the man ended up with Graves' disease. Look on him. The brother is sick. All right, a next one. And there's no denying this because he said it himself, yeah? But look at Lil Wayne right now. That nigga is dying.
Yeah, of course. Like
he's dying, bro.
Lil Wayne has been a drug addict from day one. He's been on the drugs from day one.
Yeah, but
like, literally, he's been on.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
That,
he's never got off it.
I have more compassion for Lil Wayne because he was sold into the industry as a child, like Michael Jackson was. I have less empathy for people like 50 Cent who came in as a 28-year-old man.
Yeah. Who 50?
50 was 28 years old when he came when he get ready to die trying drugs. When he signed up with that whole cabal and all of that, you're gonna tell me 50 ain't part of it, bro? There's no more heroes, bro. Even all of my favorite rappers, bro, they're all part of it, bro. I love Nas's music, but Nas is a sellout. He's part of it as well. Yeah. Any rapper that you see in this mainstream commercial industry celebrated as a great to this very day, rude boy.
Yeah.
They made sure they didn't go against the grain, bro.
Oh, you know what, bruv? We're gonna have to wrap this up, yeah. But I need to do a part 2 of this. This is, do you know what it is? It's like I want to go on, yeah, but I don't want my fucking battery to die.
Right, we've got 2 subjects, so we didn't even touch.
Yeah, so I'm saying I need. You know what? Like the last time we did a 3-part, yeah. I've got so much to get through on this one. We haven't even got through this Poppy video. So if you're on it tomorrow,
I'm on it tomorrow, man.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do part 2 tomorrow because this is mental. This, you know what it was, yeah. The last section of this has gone mad. You know what I mean? It's gone mad.
Totally different direction.
It's gone, but you know what? It's calm because it's all gonna tie in. It's all gonna tie in together. By the time we conclude this, it's all gonna tie in anyway. So everything that's been discussed tonight has been relevant. Do you get me?
Trust me. All right, then, man. Well, what should we say our goodbyes to the audience now, then?
Yeah, man. With everyone. So big up to everybody and everyone that's been locked in.
We got to Gold, man. Thank you very much for joining us. We got to Praise Lord V. We got to everyone else that's
Lord Vishnu. Yeah, man.
Yeah, Lord Vishnu. We got to that's locked in on the socials as well, man. I'm Brixton Jesus. I'm not here to save you. It's going to be bare fire and brimstone when I come back. You understand what I'm saying? So you shouldn't really be wishing for me to come back. Because when I come back, it ain't going to be nice at all. At all. Yeah? Big up. Remember that Terra has puppies, but they are only the good hope.
Here's one of them here. Yeah, get me. This one is called this one's called Orca. My daughter named this one Orca.
Yeah, it looks like an orca. How many are there?
There's 11, but this one, they're not all like this. There's 2 of them that are called. My daughter's called another one of them Orca as well. I've got 2 of them called Orca. And
so are they? How many girls and how many boys?
Oh man, I don't even know. I haven't had a chance to even. It's been that hectic. That they're just moving about. They are just literally. I haven't even had a chance to even photograph them all. That's how mad it is, and they've been around for like 3 weeks. But this is one of the main troublemakers. You get me? Yeah, he's all right when you pick him up, but when he's running, it's a girl. Yeah, this is a female. It's quite big. Yeah, so Yeah, this is going to cause someone a lot of stress in the coming, bro. And you know what else we can get into, bro? Because remember we got into it last time about the dogs.
Yeah,
we're
gonna have to start.
Come on.
Yes, bro.
I want you to say something, bro, because I want you to say something that I'm going to use as like some sort of like warning snippet sort of thing to people that are you get me? To people that are trying to get these dogs
and abandoning them like the same year a couple years later.
A couple months later. Remember, we
dogs in a breakup, and not giving the dog to dad when dad would have killed the dog, and then you're giving it to getting the dog killed or getting the dog put down or begging people to take the dog. Do you understand what I'm saying? And all these different kind of things. Because guess what? I'm not even saying it now. We're gonna do it next time. We're gonna do it.
Yeah. So make sure you lock in with us tomorrow, people. You get me?
100%. Big up.
Come on, big up.
That's the far right.